This is Sylvia Saber with OpTv Global headlines. Starting with the top international stories for the day. Dozens of devastating tornadoes roared through 6 U.S. states overnight. 80 deaths are confirmed while dozens are missing in the storms. Kentucky fears more than 100 deaths. 14 deaths have been reported in 4 other states. President Joe Biden called spells of tornadoes one of the largest storm outbreaks in American history. The United States has asked Russia to take back its forces from the Ukraine border. US also warned that the G7 and its allies will impose tough measures if it abandons diplomacy. Iran has reported progress on talks with global powers over nuclear program. Tehran's chief negotiator said that the two parties are at a point of agreeing on the matters. Over 6,000 Sikhs from Switzerland, France, Italy and Germany cast their votes for Khalistan referendum in Geneva. The voting took place near United Nations Human Rights Council headquarters to send a strong message to India that Sikhs wanted freedom from India. Israel's Naftali Bennett arrived in the United Arab Emirates for the first official visit by a prime minister of the Jewish state. Bennett met Abu Dhabi Crown Prince to discuss deepening the economic and regional ties between Israel and the UAE. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's personal Twitter handle was very briefly compromised. However, Prime Minister's personal Twitter handle was immediately secured by the company. Up next, we have the national updates. Pakistan Army and the Royal Land Saudi Forces troops start practicing various counter-IED operation drills. The opening ceremony of Al-Qasa 3 Joint Military Counter-Improvised Explosive Device Exercise was held at Saudi Arabia's King Khalid military city, Afar al-Batn. Prime Minister Imran Khan has vowed action against illegal fishing trawlers in Gwadar. The Premier said he had taken notice of the very legitimate demands of the hard-working fisher folk of Gwadar. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi called for unity to defeat Islamophobia. He urged the nation to stand united to thwart the designs of enemy forces. China appreciated Pakistan for being against politicization of sports. China's ambassador to Pakistan said that Beijing Winter Olympics is not a stage for posturing grandstanding of politicians. Chief Minister Balochistan Mir Abdul Quddus Bizinjo acknowledged Prime Minister's notice on Gwadar fishermen's demands. He said the government is on its way of taking steps to finish all unreasonable checkpost and trawling practices. Opposition leader in National Assembly Shehbaz Sharif appeared before an accountability court in money laundering case. Shehbaz Sharif is accused of aiding and abetting his sons Hamza and Salman in accumulating more assets than their sources of income could justify. Police took a Chinese citizen into protective custody near Kati Pahari area of Karachi. The Chinese national came to Karachi on a business visa and had reached Kati Pahari area from the airport due to some misunderstanding. Lahore has once again topped the daily ranking of the most polluted cities in the world, followed by India's New Delhi. Smog has continued to engulf Lahore despite closure of roads and offices 3 days a week. Air pollution is also increasing in other cities including Faisalabad, Gujranwala, Rawalpindi, Multan and Bahawalpur.
Equal justice under law. We haven't yet lived up to that promise marginalized communities across our nation. I'm Faisal Gill. I saw how the color of your skin, so I went to law school because I wanted to fight to make the law work for all, because I wanted to give back, because Black lives matter, because we need to incarcerate less and educate more. Deserves justice.
Up next, we have the health updates. US has lost more lives to the coronavirus this year than in 2020 due to the more contagious Delta variant. The United States has reached 800,000 coronavirus-related deaths and cases topped 50 million. The World Health Organization data shows that the Omicron coronavirus variant is more transmissible than the Delta strain and reduces vaccine efficacy. The WHO said Omicron has spread to 63 countries as of December 9th. Up next, we have the updates on science and technology. The habitats of tigers and jaguars are facing a growing threat with the global expansion of hydroelectric dams. Researchers found that dam construction, particularly in Asia, has affected more than 1/5 of the world's remaining tigers. Pakistani e-commerce enabler Brandverse has won multi-million-dollar investment. Brandverse has also launched Chiku, a mobile app that helps small local businesses go digital free of cost. Up next, we have the sports updates. Pakistani Test cricketer Kamran Akmal expressed unhappiness at being picked by Peshawar Zalmi in the silver category. Kamran Akmal refuses to be part of PSL 7 as part of protest. Max Verstappen has become the first Dutchman ever to win the Formula One World Championship title. The Red Bull's driver won the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. He notched up a 10th victory of the season. Up next, we have the entertainment updates. Miss India Harna Sandhu has been crowned Miss Universe in the Israeli city of Eilat despite the pressure to boycott in support of the Palestinians. The pageant has come under heavy criticism for cultural appropriation and whitewashing of Israeli apartheid. Famous pop star Atif Aslam left the concert in Islamabad after male audience harassed women and families. Atif Aslam personally addressed the male audience saying that they should give women some space but left the event upon sheer disappointment. Pakistani famed actor Shan Shahid has asked Prime Minister Imran Khan continue the ban on Indian films. He said the country's cultural borders should be protected as India has banned all the Pakistani content, including singers, artists, films, and music. Hollywood movie West Side Story danced to the top of the North American box office in its opening weekend. Disney's animated musical fantasy Encanto slipped to second place. Up next, we have the business updates. The US Department of Energy is ready to sell 18 million barrels of crude oil from its strategic petroleum reserve. The announcement is part of a previous plan to try to reduce gasoline prices in the United States. At least 10 freight trains move between Pakistan and Iran. The feasibility study for rehabilitation and improvement of track from Quetta to Taftan was carried out at an estimated cost of $698 million. The unemployment rate shot up to 6.9% in 2019 in Pakistan. Pakistan Bureau of Statistics said that the total number of jobless people rose by approximately 1 million to 4.7 million.
Equal justice under law. We haven't yet lived up to that promise for marginalized communities across our nation. I'm Faisal Gill. I saw how the color of your skin, so I went to law school because I wanted to fight to make the law work for all, because I wanted to give back, because Black lives matter, because we need to incarcerate less and educate more. Deserves justice.